Hey everybody, it's Michael with Pocket Now. This is the new iPad, and it's running a beta build of iOS 6, which includes support for Siri, previously only available on Apple's iPhone. We're going to take it for a spin on the iPad, see how useful it is on a tablet, and then we're going to have a little talk-off between it and the Samsung Galaxy S3's S Voice. Let's jump in. Now, Jaime is going to do a full review on iOS 6 in a forthcoming video, but what we want to answer here with this video is how useful is Siri on the iPad? That is, how useful is voice control on a tablet? Judging from Apple's recent ad spending on Siri, it's clear that they see it as more than just a hobby, so let's dive in and check it out. Now, Siri on the iPad is a lot like Siri on the iPhone. On initial launch, you're given a small dialog box containing examples of what you can say to Siri. After that first use, just a long press on the home button will suffice to call her up. Now, she's been optimized for iPad, using only a little popover window here instead of the whole screen. Let's try a little bit of classic functionality. Wake me up tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Your alarm is set for 7 a.m.
Do I need an umbrella?
I don't know what you mean by, do I need an umbrella? Your 7 a.m. alarm is on.
So there we have a little bit of a bug that I'm going to go into in more detail later. Do I need an umbrella?
Yes, it appears to be raining.
What are the colors of the visible spectrum?
I'm on it. I found this for you.
A lot of information there from Wolfram Alpha about the visible spectrum. A lot of information. What's Facebook's stock price?
Facebook is at $27.14 today, down $0.26, or 0.95%.
Now, despite the Samuel L. Jackson Apple commercials airing every 3 minutes on TV, Siri doesn't know what gazpacho is. How do I make gazpacho?
Let me check that for you. I can search the web for how do I make gazpacho, if you like.
But she does know how to take a break pretty well. You can take the night off.
If you say so.
So Siri seems to do pretty well on the iPad in iOS 6 with its classic functionality installed, but what about some of her new features? So the new Siri has a lot built in. She can tell us sports scores, make us dinner reservations, find us movies to watch, open apps, and tweet for us. Let's give some of that a shot. What was the score of the last Celtics game?
The Celtics lost to the Heat last Saturday. The final score was 101-88. The Celtics are out of the playoffs.
Oh, that's a sad update. When's the next Red Sox game?
The Red Sox Marlins game starts at 7:10 p.m.
I want to find a restaurant with outdoor seating.
I found 15 restaurants and that have outdoor seating. 11 of them are fairly close to you.
I want to reserve a table.
When is the reservation for?
7 p.m.
These restaurants have tables for 2 and 7 p.m. Tap the one you'd like to reserve.
Tapping Make Reservation.
You'll need to install the latest OpenTable app before I can make reservation.
We'll jump you right into OpenTable. Obviously, I don't have that installed quite yet. Let's go back to something else. Where is Prometheus playing?
Checking for movies matching Prometheus. Okay, here's Prometheus playing nearby.
I want to see a movie with Christian Bale.
I found quite a few movies starring Christian Bale.
That's pretty cool. Who directed The Dark Knight Rises?
Let's see what I can find with Christian Bale. The Dark Knight Rises was directed by Christopher Nolan.
Even cooler. Who directed American Psycho?
Which movie?
American Psycho.
Checking for movies with Christian Bale. Which movie?
All right, so you have to tap to tell her which one you're talking
American
about.
Psycho was directed by Mary Harron.
Thank you, Siri. That's pretty awesome. So, that's pretty cool, but don't let Siri fool you. She's still pretty limited. Apple's only adding one category of new abilities at a time, so... Who wrote the book American Psycho?
Let me think. I don't know that, but I could search the web for it.
See? Womp womp. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's see if we can launch some apps. Spoiler alert. She's really good at this. Open Facebook.
Which of these would you like?
Open Twitter. Open Safari. Open Binary Maglock. Open Pad. Told you. I haven't gotten Siri to fail at launching an app once, even with my geeky array of weird third-party apps. Let's try some social media. Tweet. I'm dying for some mozzarella sticks, comma, period. Any delivery volunteers? Question mark.
Here's your tweet. Ready to send it?
Send.
Okay, I sent it.
All right, let's update Facebook. Update Facebook.
What would you like your message to say?
This status update won't make any sense until this video comes out, period.
I updated your Facebook status. Ready to post it?
Post.
Okay, I posted it.
That brings me to another useful feature, dictation. Sometimes it's easier to talk than it is to type. I've used dictation software to write quick notes or catalog long lists of items, but what about emails? As you can see there's not any punctuation, so you still have to call out every specific piece of punctuation there is. As you can see, comma, you still need to tell the software where to put your punctuation, period. But even though it sounds awkward to the ear, the end result is pretty excellent, exclamation point. So, as I mentioned, this is a beta build of iOS 6, and Siri is not delivering perfect results just yet. For example, Siri seems to try hard to link your current request to your previous one, and the results aren't always great. Here, let me tell Siri I want to see some theater in Boston. I want to see theater in Boston. Now the results
I
are...
found a couple of theaters in Boston.
Right. Now the results are going to be movie theaters, which, hurts my little actor heart. I was looking for legitimate theater, but movies are what most people will be searching for. I get it. Nobody sees theater. The problem comes when you drop a non sequitur bomb on Siri. Let's say I don't want to go to either of these movie theaters. Let's say I want to eat first. Watch this. I'm hungry.
Looking for 4 movie theaters in Boston.
See? So it's trying to link my current request with the previous one, and it's actually found me a movie called I'm Hungry, but not any restaurant listings. So to get there, I have to leave Siri and then relaunch it, which is what you saw me doing before. I'm hungry.
I found 15 restaurants. 7 of them are fairly close to you.
Okay, so she's not perfect, but let's see how she measures up against the new kid on the block, Samsung's S-Voice on the Galaxy S3. Now, both these devices are on Wi-Fi, so let's see how they do. We'll stick to stuff available in the first version of Siri, since we know S-Voice won't be able to give us sports scores or anything like that. Here we go. Open camera.
Which of these would you like?
Okay, S-Voice is a little slower there. This is difficult because the devices will pick up on each other's beeps, so it's not the easiest test environment. What is Facebook's stock price?
Facebook is at $27.13 today, down $0.27.
Web search, what is Facebook's stock price?
0.99%.
Okay, so Siri had finished giving me all the information I wanted before S-Voice had even opened the browser. At least S-Voice did that. Who was the first man on the moon?
Let me check on that. This might answer your question. Neil Armstrong.
Okay, so we've got all the information available on Neil Armstrong over here on the iPad.
Neil Armstrong.
And there's S-Voice coming back with it. Okay, so you can get the same information just at a slightly different speed if you're having a rough night at trivia. Let's try this again. Let's try something else here. Last thing. What's the weather like today?
Here's the weather today.
Siri is just flying.
Rain and drizzle this morning, today. The current temperature is 64 degrees.
Now that's nice. S-Voice gives us a little bit more detailed information, even though it took longer to even recognize what I asked it than Siri did. So over just about a day of use, I've found S-Voice to be slower and prone to more bugs than even the beta version of Siri. Now Siri does have her own bugs, but the additional usefulness she brings to the table counters that. It makes me prefer her over S-Voice. So will you use Siri now that it's come to the iPad? As usual, I can't answer that question for you. Some of you will use it every day. Others will dismiss it as a novelty item. For me, I tend to think the more input methods, the better. Sometimes I don't want to shuffle through my recently used apps list to launch Netflix. I just want to tell the iPad, open Netflix. And often, I prefer dictating my tweets and texts rather than typing them. So will I use Siri on the iPad? Absolutely. And you can be sure I'll be using it a whole lot more often than I'm using S-Voice currently. We've got feature articles and videos on S-Voice, Siri, iOS 6, and pretty much anything else you can think of at pocketnow.com. Visit us there, leave a comment on this post if you have something to add to the discussion. Give us a thumbs up here on YouTube if you liked what you saw. Be sure and follow us on Twitter. Pocket Now Tweets for Pocket Now official account, and Captain Two Phones for me. Till then, stay tuned. There'll be another video coming up soon, and we'll see you next time.